It's like 3 to 4 companies. So I want to change my technology. So I want to take it as a serious. Yeah, that's all from my end. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Karthik. Uh, Nikhila?
Yeah, hi Santosh. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, Nikhila.
Yeah, so hi everyone. I'm Nikila. So I have around 6 years of experience. So previously I worked as a mainframe developer. Currently I'm working as a test specialist in IBM. So I've got to know about data science through Santosh, but I've never really taken it seriously. So this time I thought of giving it a try, and yeah, I thought of switching the profession to data science. So that's it from me.
Yeah, thanks, Nikhila. Siri?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sirisha. Currently, I'm pursuing BTech fourth year in Shreyas Institute of Engineering and Technology. My goal is to face the best company, and I want to start a startup because this data science will help me. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Siri. Yeah, Meghna?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Meghana. I am currently pursuing for BTech fourth year in Shreyas Institute. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, thanks everyone for the intro. So, yeah, so in this class, let's have a brief intro about the data science. Like, see, the reason like everybody joined this class is obviously you have heard about data science somewhere, or you are currently learning data science and you really want to shift to data science. Uh, but let's make this class to expand our knowledge and understand what is actually data science and why does it having so much craze in recent years, and how is it different. Because see, I will tell you the fundamental reason why I have started or thought of this meetAI is because I have come across like many people so who are just joining or going to different courses just because data science is famous, or just because data science will earn them so much money, they'll have good packages, etc., everything. I agree that all that is true. Okay, but before that, you need to actually understand like what type of work does a data scientist do, or what type of what will be the every day-to-day activities you will be involved in. Okay, because if you ignore that, and just because data science is a crazy thing or a boom thing, if you jump into it, then that is going to give you so much pain for sure, because it's not like a regular coding job. It's not like a regular like if you learn C or Java, that's enough. So you will keep on learning new things in that, and you will be continuing in your career. Or but this is not something like that. So this will be a little different from the stream. Okay, but so that's why I would like to take this class to give you an overview of that, and we'll try to make this interactive, and we'll try to you can feel free to ask some questions, and I will attempt to answer those. Okay, so fine, let me share my screen. Just give me a second. Yeah, yeah, so one second. Yeah, can you see my screen?
Yes, Santosh.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. See, first thing I would like to mention here is actually say so post this class I would say decide for yourself actually whether if you want to go into data science or not, because the fundamental thing is if you are going to take this course, right, so take it sincerely, take it dedicatedly, and give your 100%. And I would say in 6 months, if you give like 6 months of time, so even the course I have designed is for around like 4 to 5 months, and let's say for preparation might take 1 more month. So in 6 months, if you're able to practice and learn and understand the things which we are discussing, I would say you will have pretty good knowledge about the data science when compared to the other folks which are already I can even some who are already working. I can say you will be having good knowledge. Okay, so but I would say, in interest of time and energy, right? So if you want to take it sincerely, because that's what I have done. So when I took the course, so I have took like around six months and took few months, like 3 to 4 months of preparation, and I've done it religiously. I've done it like sincerely, just with a hope that it is going to reward me extremely, and that happened. Okay, the reason why I'm telling you is if you really take this course and and start actually understanding data science, okay, when you're learning, right, so don't have an idea about the job or the package, etc. Okay, so initially, at least for few months, actually try to understand the concepts, try to inculcate them, and then you will start really start to enjoy. Okay, because just to tell about myself, right, so I really don't like I used to not like any coding job, right. I never used to aspire to do a job in the coding like stream, etc., C or Java. The reason why I really like data science is because the coding is a minimal part over here. You will have many things to understand, learn, and and you will see the best part here is, see, I'm not like demeaning the other jobs. For example, if I work in C, I will be doing a C language coding. That's fine, but I am not sure what I am doing is where it is getting practically applied. So what is a practical use over there? But here in data science, right? So you will hear something every day. At least in past few months, it is going to the peak that every day you will hear something that how data science is going to change the world. And with the invent of this generative AI, right, it is going to another level. Okay, so it gives you real kick, and it gives you real pleasure knowing that okay, what you're actually learning you can practically implement it somewhere. Okay, once you learn this, right, so you will get, then you will start getting ideas of your own, like how to implement this for your small use cases. Let's say as Siri said, she want to start a startup, so that is really practically possible. She can obviously use this because, for example, I'll give a simple example. So let's say you have started a chocolate ice cream company, okay, and you have just put a whiteboard, like sticky notes over there, and just asked everyone to write their comments, like good, bad, ugly, like taste is okay, or the ambience is good, something like that, right? So one, you have a small sticky notes over there, and what you can do here is, once they have done, at the end of the day, you can just scan all the sticky notes. Okay, and then you can give to a model which will do some training called as sentimental analysis. Okay, where it will try to differentiate, categorize each of these opinion into either positive or negative or neutral. Okay, so within few steps you can just convert this into a data science problem and get to know what is the overall pulse of the people's opinion, whether many people are liking or disliking, or what's their opinion. Okay, so obviously you are using something you have actually learned practically in your life or in your career, right? So you can easily do that, right? So so that is, I would say, one of the most interesting point about data science, because you can actually see. And also, for example, if you see in the Google even in the Google search also, and you see data science is like evolving. It's not like something which has already evolved. It's like evolving. Okay, so the models which we are working, or currently which I'm working in my company, or like not invented not more than like few years. Okay. Yeah. Siri, is it fine, or is it are you guys able to understand Siri and Meghna?
Yes.
Yeah, right. So you feel free. Yeah, since this is the first class, since you are completely new to data science, it might feel little off the air, but feel free, Meghana and Sri, because just to mention, like I think you guys, because you are currently in fourth year, and also you are learning. Your stream is data science, right? Computer data science. So that will definitely have a added advantage. And if at all you guys, right? So like give like decent few months of practice into data science, I would definitely say you can have a better career in data science as far as I see. Okay, so feel free to ask questions and take complete advantage of the course, I would say. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, so I was saying, and also like if you even in the Google search bar also, we had some model called as BERT. Okay, this advanced model, but I'm just telling you overview of data science. Okay, see there is a model called BERT. Okay, so in Google, we search something, right? So when you search something, you'll get some results. Okay, and just few years back, I think around 2019, Google has deployed this model called as BERT. Okay, and this search got improved. Okay, because when you see in less than a second, Google will give you some lakhs of suggestions for every query you ask for, right? So to bring out all these suggestions, okay, in the most useful order, right? So it will run a query inside, okay, from its complete database. So when you have deployed this, when they have deployed this BERT model, right? So which is a NLP model, okay, NLP model, this got improved. Okay, and I got an opportunity to work on this BERT model in my previous company. So I'm saying that will be the advantage. So what we are actually working could, you can see, not always, but at least sometimes you can see their practical application, which will be like, obviously, I don't think anybody will not like it. Okay, so this is just a background. So now let's come to the core point. So see, there will be like, let's try to understand data science and few terminology first. Okay, so everything, so whatever we are talking, right? So everything will come under one umbrella called as AI. Okay, so which is artificial intelligence. I think everybody knows this. Now, AI is not a new thing, obviously, right? So we have seen it from many years back, even in Steven Spielberg movies. Also, we have seen AI, robots, etc., etc. But we are seeing the craze and the boom, or the talk. It is becoming the talk of the town more recently. Okay, but why is that? Okay, why people are interested to learn data science? What things have changed in the past years? Let's try to understand that. Okay, so in AI will include everything. For example, AI, you can say robotics is also AI. Okay, even the Tesla car, so which you see, it's a completely automated, that is also AI. Okay, in that you will have a separate category called as uh, ML, machine learning. Okay, so this machine learning will come under a particular umbrella called as data science. Okay, the learnable, okay, the learnable portion of AI, okay, you can call that as data science. Okay, so, I would say the career wise, whatever the portion of AI which you can learn, right? So that you can label it as data science. In data science, okay, in data science you have multiple concepts. Okay, now let's try to understand like what all you need to learn. Okay, at least you should have some knowledge, right? So what all you need to learn, what is the breadth of the concepts you need to learn in order to have decent knowledge about data science. Okay, let's try to understand that. So now, first, initially you need to learn Python. Okay, now Python is the programming language, okay, which I would say is fundamental reason for data science to become this popular. Okay, I'll come to that and speak more about Python. Okay, and next you need to learn something called as statistics. Okay, and next something called as little and few data science specific tools called as NumPy, Pandas, and few other tools for plotting and visualizations. So there are like many plotting, so but mainly you will have Matplotlib, and also you will have Seaborn. Okay, don't get scared about the number of concepts you need to learn. So these are all like small concepts, no issues. Okay, next comes the core ML. Okay, machine learning. Okay, so after that again this can be extended to deep learning and also NLP. Okay, so these are more or less the concepts which you need to be equipped with yourself in order to like get a job in the data science, more or less. But now here again, I would say Python. Python is by far the most simplest programming language the world has seen, or I have also seen, and that's the reason we are having the data science this popularity. Okay, but what is the reason why Python is so simple is the fundamental reason here is the syntax is extremely simple. Okay, simple syntax. uh, okay, you are able to see my writings, right?
Yes, Santosh, it is
Okay.
clear.
Okay. Yeah. So the reason why Python is extremely simple is the syntax is extremely simple. Okay. It's very simple to understand. And if you take a small code to write in Python and also in Java, right? So the thing which can be done in 10 lines in Java can be done in mostly 1 or 2 lines in Python. Okay, and because of that you don't need to remember a lot of code rules and like all the different lines of code to write the same thing which you are writing in 10 lines over here. You are going to get the same result. Okay, the extra time and energy you can use for analysis purpose over here. Okay, so that's the reason even practically also when I start, I will tell you my about my experience so you can connect. So when I first learned, I in college, obviously, right? So we will be taught about C, C++. Yeah, we learned that. So there will be like different the index, same thing, the variables, etc. If else loop, then we'll have pointers, etc. Okay, it did not fail. I do not feel like it's very easy, but since that is the first language I have learned in my career, okay, then that's fine. But when I was starting to learn Python, right? So that day I started learn Python, I felt it like extremely simple because it's like English language. You can just read it and you can understand it. And because of that, right? Because of that, even once you learn this and when you start writing code, you will get the ideas will flow automatically because that's happening with me and that has happened with me earlier also because I'm not a pro in Python. Okay, I will admit that. Okay, I learned it and I have learned it as required, but I can understand this that it's because of its simplicity. Okay, because of its simplicity, once you learn that, you don't need to put much effort to remember about all the syntax and remember about all the rules what you need to write. For example, in C you need to write something called as, if I remember currently, studio and something input output something etc. You need to do that. But in Python you don't need to do anything. You just directly write the code. If you say a equal to 5, it automatically understands, okay, the user is creating a variable called as a and he is inserting a value 5 to it, so a equal to 5. It is that simple, but this is not possible in any other language. First you need to define what is a, then you need to, before defining a, you need to initialize the programming by some initial instructions, then you need to come to variable. Okay, so it is that simple. Okay, so we'll go into deeper into Python, but just as an core introduction, I would say this is the thing. And one more, just a second. Yeah, and one more importance of Python is most of the code, fortunately, is already written. We don't need to do that. We don't need to write that. We already have packages, libraries, modules. Okay, you don't need to do that. For example, I think you will be surprised that you can build a machine learning model end to end within just 10 lines of code. I will show you when we come to machine learning classes. So one to exactly 10 lines of code, you can start ingesting the data and you can get the result in just 10 lines of code. And how it is possible? Because most of the code that is required is already written in the modules of Python. You just need to import. The only thing you need to do here is you need to import and then you need to use that. Okay, so that comes with an evolution, right? So when you don't need to again start from the scratch, people has already written something, you just need to import, use it. So that makes things faster, and we are at that stage because this is possible only now because Python is evolved from other languages. Okay, every time, because in evolution that's the advantage. So you will be able to save some time. Same thing happens in Python also, because anything. So for example, if you are liking to learn machine learning, you have a one module called as scikit-learn, scikit, scikit-learn. This single library has complete related functions and modules for machine learning. You don't need to go anywhere, right? From data taking input and processing and training, splitting train test splits and checking the accuracy, doing predictions, experimenting with different models, etc. Everything end to end you have in this single model, right? So obviously it will be very easy for us because you don't need to run here and there. At one place, everything our work will be done. So I would say that is the fundamental advantage of Python. Okay, and post that I have sent that stats. Okay, now stats is right. So I would say so I don't want to give false promises, but frankly stats might feel little dry. Okay, because that will be the case with everyone, because you need to take some things you don't like just because you need to do something you like, right? So obviously some concepts will be dry, but here only stats will be little dry, but I'll make sure it is like as smooth as possible, because initially first time when you're learning, right? So you will have a little you will take little time to understand stats, because stats is something like most of the people don't encounter in their every day-to-day life. Okay, and it might feel little off the track, but I'm going to, because I have like accumulated the concepts from different courses. So I have put the borders like what exactly what exact stats you need to learn, because stats is like an ocean. Okay, and you don't want to learn everything. So we are going to consider exactly those concepts which are important for data science and which will help you to build models and understand the data. Okay, so that will be about the stats, and you have like different concepts which will be going through. And yeah, so far any doubts? I think I've spoken a lot, so but before proceeding, any doubts, anybody? Just feel free to ask any doubt, small, big, silly, anything.
No, Santosh, it's clear. Like we have got an idea on what we are going to learn and what's data science. So we are good so far.
Okay, sounds good. And yeah, so and next continuing, right? So we have post that, so we have few tools, okay, which I have said, like NumPy, Pandas, and Matplotlib, okay, for the visualizations part. So these are small tools. This should not take much time, okay. But these are just for example, just give an idea. So NumPy is just it's called numerical Python, and it's similar to array manipulations. That's it. So it's a small tool so that you can access and manipulate the data in a better way. Okay, small tool. And coming to pandas is more or less similar to SQL. Okay, so if you are good at least know basics of SQL, the pandas will be easy for you. But still, even if you don't know SQL, also in pandas we'll be seeing right from the basic, like how to uh, accept the data and how to do processing. So pandas is nothing but it will help us to work on the data, mostly Excel sheets. For example, if we confine to Excel sheets, so obviously using Python, you need to first take input as this Excel sheet and then do some processing and do everything, right? So pandas is that platform, so it will allow you. And using that, once you take the Excel sheet into Python, into pandas, now pandas can play with this data frame. So it can do like a lot of things. It can give you any type of subset, and you can extract rows, columns, and you can try to check if there are any missing values and many things. Okay, pandas I would say is a very important tool, and because even today 90% of the work which we do will be in pandas. Okay, so if you're good at pandas, then your life will be much easier. And coming to matplotlib, this is for the visualizations, right? So just to understand what are the distributions of the data, how are they related, etc. But now important point here is, see, all of these are like, they are like extremely large number of concepts. Even if you see, for example, even if you see, if I show you, just a second. Yeah, for example, even if I show you NumPy. So always see, I suggest always try to follow the official website, because that will be most recently updated. For example, for NumPy, you have something called as numpy.org, and for pandas, you have, yeah, pandas.py data. Okay, and yeah, and yeah, for example, if you see NumPy, you only in NumPy you have this many functions. Okay, and in pandas, if you see these many functions, see these many functions, but nobody knows all these functions. Even I don't know, my colleagues don't know, my manager don't know, nobody knows these functions, and it is not advisable, and we should not know all these functions. Okay, so the point I'm trying to convey here is, any topic, if you consider, if you go deeper, it will be an ocean. Even NumPy, pandas, matplotlib, if you take, and even if you take for stats, that's a completely ocean. Okay, no, so we are not going to our goal is not to be expert in data science. Our goal is not to be sorry, not a expert in NumPy. Our goal is not to be expert in pandas. Okay, our goal is to have enough knowledge of data science so that it is able to get us a job. Okay, so that's the main goal. So to understand all the related concepts of data science, which will help, which is helping us to fetch a job. Okay, so that is the actual, I would say, the main goal. Once you get a job, okay, once you get a job and once you start working, you can come back and explore based upon your interest each concept if you want. Like, if you're liking pandas, go explore that. Okay, but usually people, what they do is they will take Python. Okay, and they'll spend 6 months of time, they'll learn Python, and they'll come to stats, and they'll take 4 months of time, they'll learn stats. NumPy 2 months, pandas 2 months. Okay, then by the time they come to machine learning, it's been already 1 year, and they will forget what they will learn in Python. And machine learning, they will take like around 1 year, and here itself they have spent about 2 years of time. Okay, and in 2 years of time, like, many things will change, and the interview pattern will change, new concepts will be coming in the data science, and they will not be, that prepared. Okay, they will be lost. So if anything, you learn for like such a long 2 years of time, right? So I don't think that will be much effective, because this is different from a course, right? So in BTech you will take something for 4 years, but here our goal is, it's a job focused course, I would say. Okay, so the fundamental aim is to have uh, okay, sufficient knowledge and be equipped with all the related skills, so that you are going to get a job. Okay, you are going to be able to answer the questions in the interview. Okay, so that is the main goal, I would say. But it's the goal is not, to learn everything that is in data science and be an expert in that or this. Okay, because the best learning actually will start once you get a job. That which I have seen actually, because what all I have learned, okay, I've learned a lot and I have understood, but until or unless you start working, right, so you'll not get a actual clear practical picture. Okay, but once you actually see how things are happening practically, then your image of this all what we are learning will be more clearer and brighter, right? And then you will understand what to learn, what not to learn, and which areas to focus, etc., etc. Okay, so that's the reason instead of going deep into one concept, so you are going to take breaths. Okay, but making sure that you are going to enough depths. Okay, you will learn Python, you will learn stats, you will learn NumPy, you will learn Pandas. Okay, you will learn Matplotlib. Okay, then you will learn machine learning, right? So after that, coming to machine learning, right, so here the core part is I would say the machine learning. And here in recent years we have already seen
Your screen is not visible.
sorry.
Your screen is not visible for me. I don't know about others.
Oh, is it 1 second?
Yeah, I can able to see it.
I guess there's something issue from it. Okay, you can continue, Sudarshan. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, 1 second. Let me reshare.
No worries, Santosh. You can continue.
Okay, fine. So I was saying, yeah, coming to ML, right? So recently we have seen a few uh, concepts derived from ML2, so which is called as deep learning. Okay, and then we have something called as NLP. Okay, so in my course I have included ML and NLP. Okay, because deep learning will be again it itself requires a separate stream of course, and the concepts will be a bit complex. Okay, right, but still, if after the completion of course, if you are interested in deep learning, I can share you the complete content, and you can go through and you can come up with any questions if you have. Okay, but however, as of now, from past few years, ML plus NLP is actually a very good like the hot combination which people are looking for. And the first job which I got in data science is also a combination of this. So ML plus NLP. NLP stands for Natural Language Processing. Okay. Now, natural language processing is what is natural language processing? Okay. So, for example, if I tell you like we have ML, okay. So you have DL, okay, and you have NLP. So ML we are going to cover like all the required algorithms, etc. Front and back, and NLP, yeah, NLP also we are going to cover to certain extent. So what all that is required for the entry level, and DL is not included in this course, as I said. But post the completion of this, right? So I can share you few videos and which you can go through and have some basic knowledge about the DL, and that should be enough for the entry level, I would say. Okay, but coming to I would like to speak about the NLP. In NLP, you will have something like it's a recently advancing concept, and what all you are trying to see, right? So either it is Google Assistants, okay, or Apple Siri, okay, and what do we have? You have these chatbots, okay. So all these comes under the natural NLP, which is natural, okay, language processing, right? So natural language processing, that means what? So what is natural language? The what we are speaking, the English language is the natural language processing, right? So we have techniques to process those. And fundamentally, for example, if you give a small example, so the remote, okay, that is a smart remote. So what does it do? It does two things. One is it will do text to speech, and second thing is speech to text. Okay, so whenever I speak, it is going to convert my speech to text, and you can see the text displaying on the screen. and it gets processed, okay, and then it will give you as a reply. So that means what, the speech is getting converted to text. Okay, first my speech will be converted to text, and after that the text will be converted into speech. The TV also speaks something. Okay, how this is able to happen, right? So that is because of the NLP. Because see, just a second, just for 1 second, if you just think, how can a like non-living being, like just like a TV or remote or something like that, can answer your questions, right? Because we will take so many years to learn the language, right? So we as a human beings will take so many years to just learn the language, English language or any other language. But and that is because we have some brain, we have some thinking power, okay, we have memory, we can analyze, we have logic, okay, etc, etc. But how can a non-living creature, right? So a phone, okay, or for example Google Assistant, you ask anything, it is going to reply, right? How it is going to understand? It does not have brain, it cannot think by itself, okay, it does not have like logical thinking, etc, any of that, but still it is able to, almost replace. Okay, but if you just see the trends, right? So there are many places where the AI is working better than humans in most of the areas. And with this chat GPT, if you have seen, okay, which is just started like last year, chat GPT, as you can see, it has like taken the data science or complete AI by storm, I would say. Because the most important thing here is, see, it's like, these models learn by themselves. Okay, see, this might be little high level because it's in intro class, but I just want to tell you what all wonders these are currently happening, and what can happen. Okay, so see, when you in have some model, let's say a deep learning model or a NLP model, right? So the capacity of these models is they can learn by themselves. Okay, first they will train it on particular data, okay, and then after that what they will do is, whenever the new data is coming up, so it will start learning by themselves. Okay, for example, even if you see in chat GPT, if you ask something, it will say, hey, my knowledge is as of my knowledge of 2021 September, so these are the facts, it will say. Okay, something similar to this. That means what, that chat GPT is a model which is trained with the data that is available till 2021, because the release date of ChatGPT actually is 2021. By the time it came to India and worldwide as open source, it took 1 year. Okay, but when it was trained, right, so it was 2021. But now the power of this is it can learn by itself. So after in few years, let's say in 2023, for example, it gets trained with all the events that has happened between 21 and 23. Okay, then it will have additional information, it will have the complete like lots of tons of data it is having, and it gets trained on this, and it will answer anything related to this time period also. Because as of now, if I ask something happened in 2022, it cannot answer, because that is not there in its knowledge bank. But after training at the end of this year, it can understand even those things, because they can learn on the new data. And once they learn, right, wonders can happen. Okay, because for example, if you see what is actually happening also. For example, there is a diabetes patient. Okay, there is diabetes patient, and you go to a doctor. Okay, just a second, I want to say, you guys are on track, right? Are we good, or any questions, or Siri, Meghana?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so this is అంటే ఇది జస్ట్ ఇంట్రడక్షన్ క్లాస్ కాబట్టి నేను ఓవర్వ్యూ ఇస్తున్నాను. మీకు ఏమైనా క్వశ్చన్స్ ఉన్నా అడగండి. ఫ్రమ్ టుమారో వీల్ యాక్చువల్లీ క్లాస్ గో అకార్డింగ్ టు ద ఇండెక్స్. ఓకేనా? సో బట్ డోంట్ గెట్ వరీడ్ లైక్ అబౌట్ ఆల్ దీస్ కాన్సెప్ట్స్. సో యూ విల్ లెర్న్ వన్ అట్ ఎ టైమ్, డోంట్ వరీ.
Okay, sir.
ఓకే, fine. So for example, if you see the power of data science, just to tell you, if there is a diabetes patient, he will go to a doctor, he will prescribe some medicine. Okay, but now if same report is given to chat GPT, you know what it can do? It will, in its database, let's say it is having 1 lakh diabetes patients. Okay, and it will scan through all these diabetes patients, and it will see with how many people this particular guy is matching. Let's say from this 1 lakh, it will boil down to, let's say, 1K. And in this 1K, it will see what are the symptoms all these persons has faced, and what are the medicines they were recommended, and did they consume those medicines. If they have consumed, like what is their like recovery speed, and etc etc. So all this analysis it can do in matter of seconds. And then based upon that, it will consider a core group of, let's say, 100 people who are exactly or almost similar to this guy, and what all their I would say medical history, and what medicines they exactly took. So it is going to give from that particular area, and it will suggest you a particular medicine or a treatment scenario, etc. Now, if you consider, instead of relying only one person, here you have an option which is coming from lots of data, right? So from almost 1 lakh persons directly or indirectly, it is giving you a particular data, right? So this is going to be more effective when compared to this. Okay, but this is not like available like anytime before, and that is possible only because of, I would say, AI or the computational power, etc etc, right? So that is a power. And the interesting thing, even the persons who have invented or like created this chat gpt, even they are also getting shocked like how it is able to perform so wonderfully, right? So that is a reason, that is a reason, as you can see, that the talk is going on, like whether AI can overbeat humans, because once it starts learning, right, so you don't know like what all it can learn, right? So it never know, because what all things ChatGPT is giving you, right? So the people who have invented that, they did not train like that. Okay, for example, if I just ask ChatGPT, hey, give me a script to direct a movie. I want to direct a movie. Give me a script. It is going to give me a script. Okay, so but the people who have written the code for ChatGPT, they did not write the script. This is automatically getting created from ChatGPT. People just created ChatGPT and wrote the code so that it should given if somebody asks a question, chat gpt, it should go through its complete database and should come up with the most possible best answer. Okay, so chat gpt is doing by its own, it is able to learn things and improve continuously. And also, as you can see, it can also remember things. Okay, see, for example, if you see, for humans, what is the main things that is differentiating us from any other beings, because we can think is one thing, and second thing is you can memorize. Okay, when you memorize, you don't need to again start it from scratch, you already had something in your knowledge, right? So now, for example, there might be few animals which they can think, but the memory portion is extremely less, because they don't remember, they live on the survival instinct. But coming to these models like chat gpt, they can think, and I mean think in the sense not literal think, but they can give you an answer from their database, and then they can also memorize. Even in the 10th question, if you ask 10 questions, the 10th question, if you again ask about something about the first question, it can give you, it will remember and it will give you the answer related to that, right? So it is storing all your questions in a separate, let's say, for example, want of a better word, in a folder, and it is giving that folder your name. Let's say it will create a Santosh folder, and it is starting to create a personality, and it will try slowly start to understand, okay, Santosh first question is this and his 10th question is this, right? So it can also correlate between these questions, and it will give you how it is going to happen, because even the scientist also not sure like how it is able to perform so wonderfully. We're at that stage. Okay, I'm just telling you, we are at, this is like extremely like advanced stage. This is the chat gpt what we are having, right? So and they're releasing the newer versions of chat gpt, and nobody knows like what all it can do, right? So I'm saying it is, see, you can go to this stage also. For example, as you can see, anybody who can now like work with chat gpt, or there is something called as prompt engineering. Okay, starting salary is 1 CR. Okay, so that's the craze, and it will there is no end. It will again go to another levels, as you can see in coming years. Okay, so that's just an overview, just to tell you like what all interesting thing that's happening over here. But just coming back to our course, just in the interest of time, right? So I would say, yeah, so from tomorrow we are going to start with Python. So we are going to cover Python theory and also code, and we'll also see how you can install the Python and then practice Python. So post that we are going to cover stats, okay, as I said, and then we are going to see the modules NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, okay. Post that we are going to start with machine learning. Okay, so the duration of course, as I said, like is will be like around 4 to 5 months. Okay, but that is not like very specific. I don't want to be exactly this much time. So as an if it is requiring a few more classes to complete, right? So that's completely fine. I'm going to extend. And post that, I will be sharing you a set of interview questions which will be very helpful for your interviews. And then you will we can have some mock interview sessions, etc., etc. Okay, but one suggestion I would like to give here is there is something called as reverse engineering. Okay, there is something called as reverse engineering. That means engineering is what you start, and slowly and steadily you will learn all till the end. Okay, that we can do if you have time, and if you want to be pro at something. But reverse engineering is something you will start picking up things on the flow, right? So you will learn something about everything, and then you will start building things. Okay, you will start building models, for example. Okay, that is what I have done, and that is what is recommended for everybody. Because if you start, as I said, if you start learning only any one concept, you'll be stuck over there. So we are going to cover all these concepts. Okay, and once you start once you end up learning machine learning, right, start building some models. And while you are learning model, let's say you will come up with a scenario in a Pandas. Okay, in Pandas, according to your requirement. Okay, for example, you want to just extract a particular row in a particular column. Okay, that is your scenario. Okay, now go back and learn that scenario in Pandas, because you might have not learned while you are learning Pandas. In Pandas, basically, let's say you learn like 20 functions, important functions, and that is fine to start, to kick off. In NumPy, you learn some 10, 15, that's fine. But while you're working, you will come across a lot of scenarios, which is very good. Whenever you come across that situation, already you have some knowledge of about Pandas, you know how to use that. Now with that knowledge, you go back and learn what is required new in Pandas. Go back and learn what you required in NumPy. Okay, go back and learn what is required in Matplotlib. Go back and learn what is required in stats. Okay, so we are going to do that. So this is effective way which I followed, which people also suggest in even in data science communities also they follow this. So that this is like a job focused approach, right? So you will have a faster completion and effective progress, I would say. Okay, so yeah, I would say that's all from my end for today. But for 2 minutes we can take some questions. If anybody have any questions, we can take that. And hello.
Yeah, Santosh, I'm fine. So no questions. So only one thing is like, oh, will you start like, will you take sessions like parallel, like Python, NumPy, everything in the concurrent way, or only
No, no, one at
complete
a
after
time. No, no, we'll be completing. So first we'll complete Python, then we'll switch to stats, then we'll go to NumPy. So one at a time we'll going to take.
only one at a time? Okay.
Yeah. Any questions? Siri, do you have any questions, Meghana?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Fine then. So as I said, yeah. So like we have like two different types of people over here, right? So one people are already working in other stream and they want to switch into it. Okay, that is definitely possible. But however, as I said, like you two guys who are just learning data science, so that will be definitely a great advantage. So yeah, so try to take full advantage of the course. Okay, fine. So tomorrow let's join at 6:30 and let's start with Python. Okay.
Sure, Santosh.
Okay. Chalo. Thanks everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Bye.